Getting a lifeline to stay open. When things were looking grim for the future of Alligator Alcatraz, the illegal immigrant detention facility got news that they can stay open. A federal appeals court panel decided to put a hold on a previous ruling from last month, which was going to put several limitations on the facility's operations. That initial ruling included having to remove all lighting, generators, outer fencing, and waste receptacles. The facility could also not expand or bring in new detainees. Now, all of those guidelines are on hold for the time being. The illegal immigrant detention facility in Collier County is in the middle of the Everglades. Wink News reporter Summer Senni has been digging into the new ruling this morning, discovering why the panel blocked the ruling.
The initial lawsuit was based on the National Environmental Policy Act, which is a federal law. The panel yesterday decided that this law most likely doesn't apply because the facility is state-run and hasn't received any federal funding. Something else interesting to note, the panel consisted of 3 judges. The 2 in favor of this ruling were appointed by President Trump in his last term, while the dissenting judge was appointed by President Obama.
Summer also spent time this morning looking into the reactions from Florida officials. Overall, many of them weren't shocked by the panel's decision.
Florida's Attorney General James Ethmeyer put out this post on X saying, quote, "Victory secured against an activist judge who held me in contempt. The 11th Circuit not only blocked Judge Williams' order to close Alligator Alcatraz, but they blocked her from proceeding with the case until the appeal is complete. A win for Florida and President Trump's agenda." Governor DeSantis also commented on yesterday's ruling.
We said we would fight that. We said the mission would continue. And I'm pleased to say that the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals has just stayed that ruling and stayed the case. So Alligator Alcatraz is, in fact, like we've always said, open for business. The mission continues, and we're going to continue leading the way when it comes to immigration enforcement.
And when it comes to the future of the facility, Summer also did some research to find out what could be next. Bottom line, the fight is far from over.
The decision allows Alligator Alcatraz to continue operating temporarily, but environmental groups say they're going to continue to fight. Friends of the Everglades, one of the environmental groups behind the initial lawsuit, expects to appeal this injunction in the next few weeks, which means this is really only the beginning of an ongoing legal battle. Wink News spoke with Eve Samples, the executive director of Friends of the Everglades, after yesterday's ruling.
While this is disappointing, we never expected ultimate success to be easy in this case. And in the meantime, if the DeSantis and Trump administrations choose to ramp operations back up at this detention center, they will be throwing good money away because this facility, which is causing harm to the Everglades, will ultimately be shut down. We believe that there's compelling evidence for that outcome to occur.
Interfaith groups have been holding weekly Sunday vigils at Alligator Alcatraz to showcase what they say are environmental and humanitarian concerns. In the meantime, while all of these ongoing legal battles are happening, Governor DeSantis plans to open 2 more immigration detention facilities here in Florida, the Deportation Depot in North Florida and the Panhandle Pokey. For now, in Collier County, Summer Senni, Wink News.